Hello there. If you're a fan of The Crown or the royals in general, then this one might be exciting for you. And if you're not, then, well, it won't be. This year marks 60 years from the first ever televised royal wedding, that of Princess Margaret and Anthony Armstrong-Jones on the 6th of May 1960. So let's bring out the traditional national pride bunting and the champagne and get ready to celebrate. Or don't, either way is good. The event was definitely a highlight in 1960s TV guide, so it's not entirely surprising that the event boasted viewing numbers of almost 300 million. By the 1960s, most households in the UK had a television, and while this wasn't the first televised royal event, it was the first televised royal wedding. So from a milestone, and without it, we might not have had broadcasts of William and Kate's wedding or Harry and Meghan's wedding, although we almost definitely would have. But this was the first one, covering the big milestone events. Now, of course, organising a milestone like this required meticulous planning on the part of the BBC, who were broadcasting the event. And there were lots to capture. It was much more than just somebody walking down an aisle. You're going to need more than one camera. Probably. I've never done it, but I would assume you'd need more than one camera. Apart from the millions watching at home, the almost 300 million watching at home, thousands also lined the streets of London. Some of the more passionate people even camped overnight along the bride's route to make sure they get some of the best spots. And if you ask me, that is a perfectly normal thing to do. But inside Westminster Abbey, 2,000 invited guests were waiting. They included politicians, film stars and royalty, as you would expect, because a royal wedding without royalty would just be a wedding. In order to make sure that everybody had a good view of the ceremony, a CCTV system was set up, and this enabled guests in all parts of the Abbey to watch the event as it unfolded. For those outside, a loudspeaker system was ready to transmit the magic words "I do" to the people waiting. A lot of pressure for the bride and groom, that. Gotta be really sure. Now, how does this relate back to best practice? For such a big event, managing successful programmes, or MSP, would have been the ideal recipe for the BBC to succeed in this instance. They had to succeed in a number of projects and activities, everything from setting up the cameras to making sure the broadcast goes live. Now, cameras were rolling when the Queen left Buckingham Palace inside her carriage, but there was another set of cameras already rolling at Westminster Abbey, filming the arrival of Princess Anne and the rest of the bridesmaids. They didn't get a carriage. Or maybe they did. I'm not sure. At the same time, the bride made her way in a glass coach from Clarence House along with the Duke of Edinburgh. So there was a lot going on at the same time. So let's look at MSP and see how it could have helped with a big public event like this one. An essential part of MSP is the organisation's vision and the accompanying vision statement. Now, it might sound a bit dramatic and a bit poetic, but a vision is a picture of a better future. It's the basis of a programme's outcomes and benefits, and therefore you need to have a great and compelling vision in order to achieve buy-in from your stakeholders. So be passionate, put passion in your pen or your keyboard, probably a keyboard. Just as important as the vision is the vision statement. This is usually a short and succinct paragraph that summarises the vision in a high-level way. It's all about where you want to get with your programme, the future state. And the vision statement is also an important tool to engage with as many stakeholders as possible. And because of this, you need to make sure that everybody can understand it. So without sounding patronising, don't try to sound too clever or use too much technical language or use words with more than 3 syllables. Just keep it simple. And that way you can make sure everyone feels included. The thing about the syllables wasn't true. So in this case, with the royal wedding, from the point of view of the BBC, the vision statement could have looked something like this. Our vision is to invite as many people as possible to the royal wedding of Princess Margaret and Anthony Armstrong-Jones by successfully broadcasting the ceremony into living rooms all around the world. Simple, to the point, concise, doesn't use too many big words. I understood it. So if that was their vision, then their programme definitely succeeded. Great job, BBC. Unfortunately, Princess Margaret's marriage was less of a success than the broadcast of the wedding, and in 1978 she got divorced. However, this was quite impressive because she was the first royal to get a divorce since Henry VIII, and he had a few of them. Maybe she could have put together a more compelling vision statement at the beginning of their marriage to make sure they're still on the same page. That's just a prenuptial agreement, I think. However, the first broadcast paved the way for many other televised royal weddings. All in all, we've had 8 of them so far, but not all of them were romantically successful. There's Anne and Andrew and Charles. Margaret really was a trendsetter, wasn't she? The next royal wedding will be that of Princess Beatrice, but unfortunately we'll only see photos of that as no TV station was interested in broadcasting it. MTV maybe? Dave? That's all for this video. Subscribe if you want to see more, and next time we're going to look at a bridge.